Hey everybody, welcome back to another Universe Jarvis video. So see, I told you guys that I was going to try to do better, and I'm trying to be a little bit better and get more content up. So, what do I have beside me? See a Zoomies bag here, and then a Nike's bag. Where to start? I guess let's start with the Zoomies bag. So, we're out and about yesterday, and of course, found something else that is... you guessed it, Sprayground. So this one, I've not really seen. I think it was out of stock or either got bought up really quickly. Had to look at the name again. So, here we go. This is the 3 AM Never Sleep. I think this was up briefly and it sold out really quickly, but just happened to be in Zoomies and saw it. So it's a 3 AM situation. You've got your camo mixed with the Sharks in Paris motif, and I really like the shark mouth on this one. So it's a little raised, so it gives you kind of a 3D vibe. And a lot of the details on this are really nice, and I think this was an old drop. Now I will say, if you go to Zoomies, they do mark up, and it's kind of stupid because everywhere else sells them pretty much at the same price. And Zoomies, for some reason, they mark pretty much everything up. So it's not one of those places that I would really go to buy anything. Now this would be, you know, $80 on the website because it's the PU, the vegan leather, but in there it was $90 because they felt like they need to mark it up $10. And I'm pretty sure Sprayground is, you know, lowering the price because they're buying these things in bulk, so they still should be making a profit, but they want to skim a little bit more off the top. But anyway, that's my rant. So look at the eye right there. That's pretty sweet. And everything's the same on the inside. But this is kind of a murder bag, I'd say. You know, it's got a lot of black going on. The detail work is really nice, and they honestly, to me, they don't really store their bags really well because this should have a little bit more body in it, and it's kind of flat, but really nice. A lot of the details are very similar to pretty much all the bags, but I do like how you've kind of got that raised mouth on this and the raised eyes. That's pretty sweet. And then, of course, the signature little hidey hole pocket back here on the back. And this is a nice one, so this will be a travel piece most definitely. I mean, it kind of gives you that rugged look with the ability, if it gets wet, your stuff's still going to be safe because it's PU, aka vegan leather. And when I say PU, it's polyurethane, so meaning it's plastic essentially. Now, a lot of places have switched to that, but making it with the oils and stuff involved, it's not necessarily the best for the environment, depending on how companies, you know, get rid of the waste that's a part of it. Now, one thing that I think would have really added to this, so you see the Sprayground logo, and I never really go on about that. So this is kind of raised, and it's kind of got a 3D feel to it, embossed, raised up. On some of the bags, depending on what the bag is, they'll actually play off of the zippers. So it would have kind of been nice if that actually was kind of the gunmetal, like on here, but they didn't do that. But if you guys are listening to Sprayground, that might be something to do when you have a bag like this is kind of premium. Maybe play off of that. And I get that this is kind of the signature logo, but sometimes mixing it up is nice too. And then of course they always do the little thing there that has authentic Sprayground so that you know you're not getting a fake. Although I'm pretty sure at this point people can probably copy pretty much anything. But a little expensive, but I think worth it. One to add to the collection. I actually think there's a set that I've done a video on, and a lot of you have watched it. It's the color drip. I actually think I'm probably going to put that up for sale, and it'll be at the eBay store. I actually have a website that hopefully I'll have up today. If so, it's universejarvis.com. So I'll probably have it cross-listed, but I think I'm comfortable selling it. So, you know, it's a rare one. A lot of people like it, so check that out if you're watching this in time before it gets listed and it ends up going. So this little thing here, this is in Amazon packaging, but it's actually off of Zappos, which Zappos is the same as Amazon. So there's this little bag, and you guys know I've kind of been going on about van stuff. I've kind of gotten into the Vans, little smaller bags. This is actually a Vans bag, and it's one that I mentioned. It's a lot like the other ones that you guys have seen me do videos for, but it has this kind of, the strap is removable so you can kind of adjust where it goes. So let's get into it. Sorry, popped the packaging open. So it's their standard checkerboard pattern, and I was really curious to see what this looked like. So this is the warped mini. So basically the other bag, but like I said, this time instead of having that stationary strap, they mixed it up so you've actually got some little loops here that you can adjust and play around with the strap on. So actually I'm kind of curious about it. Let's go inside first before I remove the strap and start playing with adjusting it. So it does seem like it's a little bit smaller. I don't think it's the same. It's definitely not the same size as the other ones. It's made the same, but it's actually definitely a little bit tinier. The thing that I want to see, I guess I'm going to have to learn how to mess around with this thing because it's only got the one strap, but I know there's a way that you can wear it as a backpack too. So I guess I'll have to definitely play around with this one to see. I know there's a way to do it. You can probably, I don't know, you can probably go maybe here, this one up here, and then one of the ones down here. And that gives you that. And that's more like a sling, so I could probably sling it across. I'll have to play around with this and actually tell you guys when I figured out how to do it. Because I actually saw the guy wearing it like a regular backpack. But there's only 2 of these. Huh. This is a fun puzzle. Maybe here, so that side, and over here, this side. Well, no, that actually doesn't give you, and that will allow you to carry it over. Yeah, I'm gonna figure this out. I'm not gonna do this on this video, but it's bothering me. I'm gonna figure out how to do it where you can carry it like a backpack. But I got it for the kind of sling factor, because sometimes, I mean, I always wear them on one shoulder, but it would be nice to kind of have it kind of going across the body. But more to come on that, because that's bothering me. I'm gonna figure out how that works. I actually probably have to look at the picture off of the website and how they had it adjusted. So that's that one. So last item, kind of a random thing that happened. I was actually looking for some Hirachis because I'm gonna try those out, and I was actually able to find the pair that I liked, and was able to get them ordered, and they will be here I think by Wednesday, which I'm super excited about. Hopefully they're comfy. So went to the Nike outlet yesterday, and this ended up happening. I didn't see any Hirachis, they didn't have any, but as I was walking out I saw these. So you guys that are sneakerheads, you probably know what this box is. It's actually kind of a neat box because you can actually seal it and then rip that open. So these are the Nike Space Hippies. Apparently, and I don't know how long ago these have been out, feel free to comment below, but they're made from a lot of recycled things, reclaimed materials, in order to lessen the footprint when all this stuff is being produced, which I think is great. I will say, I notice Nike does a lot of stuff like that, where they're trying to be more environmental and things of that nature. They actually had a pair of the healthcare workers ones in there, but they were not a nice color. They were kind of like this gray. I actually almost got them because they looked they'd be something comfortable just kind of stroll around in, but I was like, I don't really need those. And they kind of reminded me of scooper flippers a little bit too, but I like weird stuff. Anyhow, I'm rambling. So let's see what we got here. I've seen them, you guys haven't. Oh, maybe you have. So what does that say? So it says Nike Space Hippie, and it's got some numbers. Trash transform, move to 0. So it's part of the initiative to move to a 0 carbon emission footprint, right? So this is the inside of the box. And actually, it might be hard to see, but it says Space Hippie. And the same thing. So it's really fun how they've kind of played off of this. I'm sorry, I've got something bothering my nose. How they've kind of played off of this, because it's showing recycled just from even the packaging. So that's pretty freaking sweet. And it's simple. I like it. So let's jump to the shoe, because I'm oogling and ogling over the box, right? This is the shoe. So they definitely look like something that would be in space. That's for darn sure. Look at the back, you got Nike right there. You actually have the logo that's stitched on. I think that's kind of what drew me to them, because they've got this really nice stitching, and honestly for me it reminded me a lot of Pride. So of course I was initially attracted to it because of that. And I kind of like that bottom. It reminds me of that glass that you can buy. They actually have, I think, margarita glasses that are made with a lot, it's like the blown glass, but it has a lot of different color pieces inside of it, and they're always super expensive when you see them, and I actually want to margarita glass set of those. But these are so freaking comfortable. But I mean, oh, didn't even notice that detail. So you kind of got a two-tone situation down here on the bottom. Now these were on sale, I want to say maybe 70-ish in the Nike outlet, down from, I want to say they were, let's see, so probably like maybe 150 regular price. And then they have numbers on them, so I'm guessing that number means that's the version of the shoe that they came out with. Yeah, so made with at least 50% recycled content. But these are super comfortable. One thing you will notice when you wear these, I don't know if you can see the inside, and just the way that they're formed, they kind of, I don't know, instead of your foot being straight, they kind of feel like they shifted over, but they kind of cradle it, so that's kind of nice. I'll actually probably wear these out today to kind of start breaking them in, since I have a couple errands to run. But you could do these with probably a low-cut sock, a no-show. A no-show may slip around a little bit, so I will probably do a low-cut, because this sock part comes up enough that it will probably conceal it for the most part. And I do love the, you know, the sock shoe things, kind of what's in. And they've got these laces, but I honestly feel like the laces are just kind of for decoration. They give you the feel of bungee cord. But it's a pretty cool shoe, and like I said, I like stuff that's different. These are different, so they're totally me. But can't wait to wear these. So that's it. Got a lot of stuff going on, and my goal is to get my site up today. By the end of the day, probably won't have a lot of items, but my goal is to hit that publish page and get it published and out there, because I've honestly had this for probably 2 years now. I haven't gotten it up because I'm such a perfectionist, so I always want to make sure everything's perfect. But at this point, getting it out there, so you guys will see a lot of things up there. You know, I'm a bag reseller, I make jewelry, do custom t-shirts, that sort of thing. Kind of, that's why I call it Jarvis Universe. I'm usually a little bit all over the place, but focus, right? Thank you for tuning into this video, and do not forget to hit the subscribe button below. Thumbs up. I appreciate all the support. Until next time, Universe Jarvis out.